Shohei Ohtani is your new Mr. October as the Dodgers return to the Fall Classic. USC travels to Notre Dame in the hopes of a second statement win. And Puka, Nacua, LeBron James, Anjay Kopitar. Injuries. Have we got injuries? Good morning. I'm James. And this is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the Faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It is October 18th, 2025. By the time you see this clip, I'm going to be on a plane heading home from a work week, and I totally can't wait. We've also added multiple new subscribers to the Angeleno Familia yesterday. Thank you for getting it on the ground floor. We're going to do our best to keep you informed. And if you like being in the know about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop an update. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist, and by all means comment. This is one of those days that validates how LA is the greatest sports city in the world. And we have an expanded look at the scoreboard because we got a ton to talk about. Starting with Dodgers 5, Milwaukee 1. You know, the Dodgers were swept by the Brewers, but let's be real. That was the regular season. The regular season is for suckers. LA turns the tables, sweeps Milwaukee in the National League Championship Series, and they are now 4 wins away from a sweet repeat. Shohei Ohtani authored an unbelievable chapter to his iconic career, strikes out 10 in 6 shutout innings, and launches 3 home runs, including one that left Dodger Stadium. That is your new Mr. October. When Reggie Jackson dropped 3 bombs on the Dodgers back in '77, I was a kid. Totally stung. Still have bitter memories about that. Not to crap on Jackson's career, but did Jackson exit Yankee Stadium with a batted ball? Did he pitch 6 shutout innings? No. Instead, Ohtani created a magnum opus that teammates and fans across the country were left in absolute awe, claiming it was the single greatest performance in a baseball game by an individual that they had ever seen. But I have a different question for you. Did you drink from the chalice full of tears from bitter Slime Diego and Scum Francisco fans? Was it delicious? Oh, I just needed one full bucket after another, just guzzling it down. All the tears. Bring your tears. For that matter, anyone who is claiming that the Dodgers are ruining baseball, have you been hearing that? Well, I hope you did hear it, because Dave Roberts has had enough of it. He took the mic post-game and said he wants those 4 more wins to really ruin baseball. He's heard it. The Dodgers have heard it. We've all heard it. We have heard your whining. We have heard your complaining, and we are not impressed. Let what Roberts said be a shot across the bow. We are embracing nihilism at your expense, you mouth-breathing loser slobs across the country who hate LA. A friend of mine runs a podcast. He flipped the script. The chant is not beat LA, it's fear LA. Fear LA. So as for finishing the job, Game 6 of the ALS is Sunday. Seattle leads Toronto in the best-of-7 series 3-2. Meanwhile today, as if that weren't enough, 20th ranked USC is at 13th ranked Notre Dame at 4:30. The subtext of this is going to be whether the battle for the jeweled shillelagh, which is the greatest intersectional rivalry in college football, will come to an end. And at this moment, I don't care. I don't, because I think it's going to continue. And I'm more focused on the college football playoffs, because make no mistake, this is an elimination game for both teams. USC loses today, they're probably going to get a 3rd loss at Oregon. season done. The Irish fall today. That is their third loss. So for the Trojans to win, this is where Jaden Maiava has to be amazing. I really believe that. He has developed like damn near every other Lincoln Riley quarterback. Take Caleb Williams. Freshman year over at Oklahoma, little awkward, couldn't perform in the big game. Sophomore year at USC, he's holding up a Heisman from an entire offseason under Riley's tutelage. You can't look at Jaden Maiava and see it going any differently after that offseason. Now, this is not to say that Maiava is going to win the Heisman. It's to say that his turnover issues are resolved and USC once again is an offensive force. And no, I do not believe Notre Dame can stop them. Makai Lemon last year, for example, he broke out against Notre Dame. He's been top-notch ever since. And Lemon, by the way, often lines up in the slot, which means he is often not going to be matched up against the Irish's best cover guy. Now, sure, Notre Dame has allowed just a touchdown in each of the last two games. But nobody even knew North Carolina State even fielded a football team, so I don't want to hear it. This is going to be profoundly different than North Carolina State. Now, having said that, there's a lot working against USC. It's a road game. It's probably going to rain like hell. The Irish can run, and USC is down to their third-string running back. Although, yeah, it's possible King Miller replicates his debut. After all, Michigan plays the same type of football that Notre Dame does. But since we don't know that, I'm going to say the crux of the game still remains Maiava outplaying Irish quarterback C.J. Carr. Now, Carr's a freshman, and he's been sacked 9 times. I think the Trojans get to Carr because the Irish are going to start a backup at center. You're telling me you're going to have a sophomore calling out the blocking schemes against a defense that already has 20 sacks. So whenever it's a passing down, again, Notre Dame can run, but whenever it's a passing down, the USC defensive front is going to be like, don't threaten me with a good time. So I think this game is going to be a shootout. And I would say, all things being equal, the edge probably goes to the Irish because, again, USC has trouble on the road. But when it's a shootout, it can go in either direction. And when it's a shootout, that's when you look at the quarterbacks. And I think Maiava's a better quarterback. If he can limit turnovers in the rain, if he can stay turnover-free in the rain, USC has a lovely shot at victory. Also, Maryland's at UCLA at Ford. You remember it was just a couple of weeks ago when I was saying that this seemed to be the only game where UCLA had a shot at winning. It was a simpler, more innocent time then, wouldn't you say? We were all more optimistic. Anyway, I'm optimistic about UCLA today for at least 2 reasons. One is obvious. You guys, if you watch this program regularly, you know I'm flying all the time. I'm here to tell you it takes a physical and mental toll. But the second reason matters more. UCLA, in my opinion, presents these awkward matchup problems for Maryland. For example, much of the year, if you ran on the Bruins, you could tear them to shreds, right? So you would think Maryland would want to run on the Bruins. Terrapins don't really care about running that much. This is a pass-first offense. They really like quarterback Malik Washington, who is one of like 345 freshmen on the Maryland roster. This is a super young and inexperienced team. And it means that they might choose to avoid exploiting a major UCLA weakness. Meanwhile, when UCLA is on offense, what I see in Maryland is a team that wants to get to the quarterback, which is great. But Nico Iamaleava is not a traditional quarterback. UCLA runs the football with him and whoever's alongside him in the shotgun. So look, this is just a guess, but I think I'm onto something here. I believe if the Terrapins go all out in trying to nab Iamaleava, the Bruins are going to have a lot of success with draw plays. I think they are going to trample Maryland. I really do. Also, it is Galaxy Game Day. The MLS Cup defense comes to a crashing thud. They are hosting Mini Scrotum at 6. LAFC is at Colorado, also at 6. And Carolina is going to be at the Kings, also at 6. So with all that out of the way, now let's get to the news. Puka Nacua is out for the Rams when they play Jacksonville at Wembley Stadium on Sunday. Nacua missed the entire week of practice after spraining an ankle in last weekend's win at Baltimore. Now, we've spoken about this for years. There tend to be two types of ankle sprains. One goes for 2 weeks, the other about a month, maybe a little bit longer. Sean McVay is convinced it's the former, and he's saying that the Rams have a bye week after this London game. Therefore, Nacua technically only misses one game, and all systems are go. Now, you can't avoid the fact that for this particular game, the Rams not having Nacua is like having to watch the live-action Snow White. Something you really would prefer to avoid having to look at. Nacua entered Week 7 leading the league with 54 catches. Dude caught at least 8 passes per game until the injury against the Ravens. Now, if you're looking for a bright side, this means Matthew Stafford has no choice but to get Devontae Adams involved in the offense more. All things considered, having Adams at wide receiver 1 is not a bad idea. He was the top guy in Green Bay and Las Vegas for a reason. It's not like he's going to curl up into the fetal position. Tutu Atwell is allegedly going to start for Nacua. Now, you can say this is his time to break out, but let's be honest about this. You're asking a guy who's 5'8" to play like he's 6'3". So where are my short kings at? Also, for the Rams, right tackle Rob Havenstein is slated to miss the game. That would be his 3rd consecutive miss. Warren McClendon would get the start. Meanwhile, with the Lakers, J.J. Redick said the preseason finale would be a dress rehearsal for the regular season. Now, if that's true, that's going to mean Gabe Vincent gets the start in place of LeBron James and his wonky butt cheek. Vincent capped a strong preseason with 14 points on 5 of 6 shooting, including 4 of 5 from beyond the arc in the preseason finale last night. ESPN is reporting that James is out until at least mid-November. It's kind of an awkward little sitch with the Lakes. The traditional depth chart lists Jared Vanderbilt as James's primary backup, but in this era of positionless basketball, that didn't add up for an obvious reason. It's a really obvious reason. Vanderbilt doesn't score. Like, at all. Redick says he likes that Vincent is a ball handler who could also play some defense. So your Lakers starting 5 at the beginning of the season is going to be Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Vincent, DeAndre Ayton, and Rui Hachimura. Now, Redick said it's possible the lineup will change, and all things being equal, that makes sense. Redick fielded 25 different starting lineups last year. Embrace the chaos. Kings captain Anze Kopitar is out on a week-by-week basis with a foot injury, which is a startling development. This dude's been about as close to an Iron Man as you could get. He's only missed 5 games in the last 8 seasons plus. The belief is the injury occurred when he took a puck off the skate Tuesday out in Mini Scrotum. People who report on the Kings suggest this doesn't look like it'll be a long-term-ish, but considering that the Kings stumbled out of the gate at 1-3-1, and this is a season that's supposed to honor a franchise legend in his retirement season, doesn't exactly look amazeballs, does it? Now, as for the Kings roster, Alex Laferriere will apparently shift to center between Adrian Kempe and Andrei Kuzmenko. That does not mean, however, Laferriere is centering the top line. It's also possible that Quentin Byfield's line could actually leapfrog Kempe, Kuzmenko, and Laferriere. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Talk to me, for example, about the Dodgers getting to the Fall Classic once again. For that matter, USC versus Notre Dame. Who you got? And if you enjoyed this update, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James, and we'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Corte El Queso production. Take care.